Hey, welcome to this fourth part of our Alien Head tutorial with ZBrush Core Mini. We have now got eyes, nose, mouth and ears on our creature, and created the head and shoulders. We've just continued to, well, we've used a combination of the chisels and some of the features that we've designed ourselves here in this example. We just continue to just reshape the head a little bit using the move tool. We've pushed in the jaw area and cheeks a little bit to make it a bit thinner, and continue to work on the back of the head a little bit. And we're just going to finish this off now with some extra features. I'm going to take these mainly from the chisel options, but again you've got options to do all of this kind of manually. The snake hook tool is useful for just pulling out thin pieces of clay. Great for you to add kind of horns and spikes to your character. Fairly small brush for this one, keep the intensity fairly high, and then just slowly and gradually pull out in the direction that you want the horns to appear. You can loop and drag them around as you pull. So let's just zoom back out here. So you get some pretty cool, simple spikes with that sort of effect. Again, smooth things out as you go. And there are very similar options to do that with the chisel tools as well. You just take away those spikes that we've added. Some pre-designed ones in the collections that you can choose from. All kind of different horns in the organic section. Also scales and wings and just strange lumps and bumps that you can use for creating texture on the creature's skin. These abstract patterns further on are quite interesting. Into kind of rough mottled skin. The creature section has got some good options for horns and things as well. Let's look at this one, horn number 2. Again, keeping symmetry on to begin with can work quite well. See, it's just a bit of extra detail on these horns in terms of the kind of ridges that they've had in the design. Totally optional, you don't need to have horns on your alien if you don't want to. Again, if you want something fairly central, you can take off symmetry and just have a single horn or feature in the centre. Okay, I think that's fairly well covered for horns. Let's just put symmetry back on for that last one. Let's look at some of those other options, things like scales or the other textures I mentioned before. This just creates a patterned area, basically, that you can use to apply texture to your creature's skin. Let's go a bit closer for this. So it kind of comes up as a square mottled area, this one. So again, consider how much of that you want to add. The intensity has an effect on this. You can rotate it as you add it. So you can take the intensity down if you don't want it to be quite so lumpy and protruding. That could fill in some gaps between the different areas. A bit more intensity than that. And you might choose to do this before you add spikes if you want to completely cover a character with those sorts of patterns. Let's go back to the organic section and just have a look at some of those as well. So you've got similar kind of things here. You can see these different lines and patterns and bumps and things that are quite similar to the scales that we've just added there. Lumpy blotches. Very pleasant. And you can even go down to begin to perhaps work on the front chest area, on the shoulders if you've added those as well. Some of that makeup features of your alien as well. But concentrate on the head to begin. That's looking pretty effective, I think. Okay, finally now I want to look at your model in different colours. So you've got some different material options down in the bottom corner here. We go from the kind of matte clay effect that we've got there to this wax effect. Basic material, which has a bit more of a shine to it. And then metallic options such as the gold and the skin shade one, kind of plasticky looking option. And then the flat option really takes away all the features, so I wouldn't recommend that one. But you've also got a foil option as well, so some of them give quite a different feel to your creation. And then on top of that, you can choose to add colour by using the colour box around it. So if you start on the outside edge, that will take you to the kind of core colour that you're working on. And then you can use the inner square to lighten that, darken it, and add colour intensity or take that away. Slightly more subtle, softer colours generally look a bit more realistic, but completely up to you when you design your creature. I quite like that kind of silvery blue colour we've got in there. So we're going to stop there. Don't forget to keep saving your work as you go, and I hope you've enjoyed those tips and looking at the different tools and options that are in ZBrush Core Mini. So time to stop the video now and finish off your design by adding some extra features, patterns, horns, decoration, texture to the skin, and a bit of colour too. Bye for now.